Hello, everyone. Welcome back. I know that I haven't done a video for quite a long time, and to be completely honest, I did a bunch of videos and was quite excited about this, and then life crept in and I didn't put one up for ages, and I started to think this project might even just sort of fall away. And then a few different people on a few different occasions mentioned to me that they had been doing these writing prompts. Caitlin, you're one of those people. Thank you if you're watching. And Chris Woodley, you're one of those people. Thank you. You asked for more writing prompts. Chris, you asked to see me and the tiger again. And so here we are. And various other people have told me I'm actually doing these, and it's kind of re-inspired me to carry on with this. So, today's prompt does not have a little card because I just came up with it this morning. And this prompt has many parts, and so you may wish to take a longer amount of time and to do it kind of like a little mini workshop, or you might want to spread the parts out over multiple days. So just have a think about what's going to work for you and fit into your life. This prompt, let's call it the magical object. Just came up with that and I like it. So you can use the magical object with an existing story that you want to do your own spin on and to breathe some new life into. This prompt works really, really well for fairy tales. But you can also do it for non-fiction. You can take an object from your own life and do the exercises for that. Or if you have a fiction project up and running, or a fictional story that you've been wanting to write and you're looking for a way in, you can also use it for that. It's dynamic. I'm going to use the example of working with a fairy tale today, but just bear those other options in mind. So, this prompt has a couple of steps, and the first is to simply describe the object with precision and detail. And this is really your moment to invest in the reality of this object. For example, I might take the apple from Snow White and close my eyes for a moment and really imagine feeling it in my hand, and imagine its density, its weight, its shape, and its texture under my fingers. I would imagine the colour and colours on it. Few apples are just one colour, so does it have little flecks of other colours? Does it have shades? Does it have a bruise on it? Does it have a little stalk or a little leaf? Does it have any small imperfections? Take your object and describe it in real great detail, and also locate it in space. So I could put my apple on a tree in an orchard, or I could put it on a white porcelain plate. Doesn't matter where you put it, but locate it somewhere. Set it within a scene. It's part one. Part two gets a little more imaginative and interesting. I want you to attach this object to a memory for a character in the story. So I'm going to keep working with my Snow White example, but remember those other options, non-fiction or your own completely original fiction, are available. So it doesn't have to be the object itself, but it has to be an associated memory. So I might spin back into Snow White's childhood and picture her tripping over her shoelaces in an orchard, falling over and seeing a bunch of rotting apples on the ground with wasps swarming all over them. Or I could give her a more pleasant memory if I wanted to. And again, invest in the reality. of that memory. Take a page or 2 or 3 and really go into that scene and make it real for your character. And you could always do more than one memory. Part 3. This is where we go into the associations of an object. And here, it could be really useful just to free write. So, in my example, I might take the word apple and pop it at the top of the page and set a timer and just write and see what came up. What pathways are there in my mind about this object that I'm not even consciously aware of? I don't know what would come up, but maybe I might start thinking about seeds and how tiny things become great big things. I might start thinking about the colour red or the colour green and associations with that. I might start thinking about trees and the relationship between trees and time and those rings inside of trees. I don't know. It would be different every time, I guess. But to step outside of the story and let your mind riff on the idea of that object. That's step 3. Finally, step 4. You're going to return to the object itself, but this time you're going to break your original image. I had my apple perfect and unbitten and untouched on its white porcelain plate in my original image. And so in my last image, I might rewrite it as smashed upon the ground or with a big bite taken out of it. And you know the way an apple oxidizes, so that flesh that's white when you first bite it becomes all brown. What I want you to do is take your first image and remake it after that object has undergone some kind of change. And you can interpret change however you want. It could be that the object has been lost, and so what you write about is the space where the object used to be and is no longer. Let's just recap those 4 steps. So number 1, describe the image. Number 2, create an associated memory to do with the image. Number 3, free write around the image and just see what associations you have. Number 4, describe the image but broken or changed. Before I go, I just want to say a quick word about why I think this exercise is useful. We think of plot often as the spine through a text, the thing that holds it all together. But actually, image can be just as powerful and just as much of a kind of glue that binds our story into being one thing, one cohesive thing. And so to have an image that we see from multiple angles, an image that undergoes change, an image that echoes, we get a flash of it here and then a little echo of it later, that drops into our story over and over again in different ways, can be a really strange and sort of magical force within a story that makes it feel like a whole. Okay. Thank you for, I want to say thank you for having me. If you are watching this, thank you for inviting me and my writing prompts back into your space and for giving your time to them. I would absolutely love to know what you make of this prompt, what story you apply it to, and how that goes. Thanks very much, everyone. I'll see you soon.